Hello and welcome to the Big Wobble. It's the first week of September. In a new, disturbing report, baby seals dying of leukemia-type disorder, almost every seabird starving to death, and record numbers of humpback and fin whales found dead on the US West Coast. Many beachgoers are shocked to find dead or dying birds littered along local beaches. Some dying birds are so weak they don't have the strength to lift their heads. Is this the calm before the storm? Only 3 major quakes reported for the whole month of August. It's now more than 2 weeks since a magnitude 6 quake or greater was registered on planet Earth. Even more astounding, August produced only 3 magnitude 6 quakes, which makes last month's total the lowest since March 2013, when only 2 occurred. China under attack, yet another massive explosion at a Chinese chemical factory. It's the 5th in just over a month. It comes as several US officials said on Monday the United States was considering sanctions against both Russia and Chinese individuals and companies for cyber attacks against US commercial targets. These explosions have to be more than a coincidence. In the North Atlantic, Hurricane Fred was downgraded to a tropical storm. Cape Verde was battered and bruised, but no confirmed injuries. While in the Pacific, 3 major hurricanes simultaneously making their way across the Pacific Ocean for the first time in history as Super El Niño strengthens. Hurricanes Ignacio, Kilo and Jimena were pictured together by NASA and astronauts from the International Space Station this weekend. In July, NASA tracked an unprecedented 7 tropical systems in the North Pacific, 2 super typhoons, 1 typhoon category 1 and 4 tropical systems lined up in a row along the northern Pacific Ocean. It's going to be a bumpy ride for the west coast of the US this winter with the Super El Niño for sure. Japan owns the first major quake of September after a 17-day drought of major earthquake activity. An abandoned Russian spy satellite filmed burning up over Hawaii this week. A mysterious streak of light spotted over Hawaii skies was actually an abandoned Russian spy satellite, the Cosmos 1315, which was launched in 1981. As the refugee situation hit home this week with the iconic picture of this poor little fellow. In another part of the world, a boat with 100 migrants capsizes off Malaysia with 13 migrants dead and many missing. Only 13 have been rescued by local fishermen. With this winter's Super El Niño, unprecedented warm waters, a record-setting algae bloom stretching from Mexico all the way north to Alaska, and cesium 134 along the west coast, the carnage is only set to get worse. It's called the Great Wet Hope. It could bring total devastation. And as the potential Super El Niño tightens its grip, 4.5 million Ethiopians in need of food as animals die and agriculture collapses. Approximately 44% of children under 5 years of age in Ethiopia are severely, chronically malnourished or stunted, and at least 28% are underweight. And with millions already on the move, European leaders don't know what to do anymore. Statistics of refugee numbers wanting to enter Europe is staggering and breaking all records daily. For example, more than 23,000 migrants arrived in Greece by sea last week, nearly 50% more than in the previous week. The number of Syrians detected at the borders in the Western Balkans region nearly quadrupled to 20,000 in the second quarter compared to the previous 3 months. And Austria and Germany, surprisingly, are showing the way. An overwhelming welcome for the refugees as Britain and other European leaders flip-flop and drag their feet over refugee allowances. It's a paradoxical situation of wonderful irony, as the two main protagonists from World War I and World War II, Austria and Germany, opened their arms with an overwhelming welcome for the Syrians. Young girls attacked with gas and acid, a new terror for schoolgirls in Afghanistan. More than 320 people have been hospitalised in the city this week over mysterious gas attacks on young school girls. Also, in a new horror, assailants on motorbikes are throwing acid in the faces of teen girls on their way to school. Is Ebola beaten? Only 9 registered deaths of Ebola in August, the lowest monthly death count since the disease started in March 2014. Signs and wonders. A huge fireball lights up the sky over Bangkok. After the large bright fireball was seen streaking across the sky for a few seconds, a trail of smoke was left behind. A very rare event indeed. 2 major quakes in one day. A 6.4 earthquake and a 6.2 aftershock about 200 kilometres southeast of El Esperance Rock, New Zealand. It's the second and third major quake of September and the 90th and 91st of the year 2015. More cloak and dagger tactics in China as yet another chemical plant explodes. I can't keep up with them, but I will try and refresh your memories. Here we go. It's the 6th major explosion at different chemical factories in China, with 2 also in Japan, one of them a US military base. A huge petrochemical blast just outside Moscow and a petrochemical blast in Texas. Oh, and a plethora of cyber attacks happening all over the world. And all this happened in less than 2 months. Well, that's it again, I'm afraid. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next week. Bye bye.